flexing are the people on pitch, right? Like they're the ones who should be flexing, and not just flexing the muscles, but flexing it with the skill.
Yeah, as we are getting underway, finally, our last match of the day between DePaul University and Niagara University. DePaul already going to score. DePaul in the blue, Niagara in the orange. As this is just a lovely, lovely touch from Lavish Luciano. Fantastic stuff from him.
Beautiful goal. That's how you want to start off. And 12 seconds in, it's already a 1-0 game for DPU. And with that early start, they can start the momentum on their side. Already that was on it, I would say, honestly. But Niagara, with 2 wins on their season so far, and I think they've been playing better since the spring split came out. Yes, they got the upset on their side that I'm also taking into account. But I don't know if they can beat a team like DePaul here. Ost having a great opportunity there, but it's just over the net.
Yeah, and I am kind of surprised they were able to get a decent opportunity there. And the defense is proving to be there somewhat. Let's see if DePaul can make anything happen with this. Shot cookie. Ost going to be able to knock it away. Ost 117. I'm wondering if that's a Halo reference. Seems not. Oh, that is a great chance, though. And Niagara starting to pick up the pace a little bit here. DePaul maybe not ready for it quite yet. Bread gets that over to defender. Shot cookie saved by Pablo. Fantastic stuff from him to be able to get that away in time. But still, it's not over yet as DePaul looking to mount the pressure a little bit right now. Niagara going to have to reset and play this intelligently so they can deal with the pressure properly and get a good clear. That looks like that will do it. 3:30 on the clock. DePaul have the lead by 1.
Oh, wow, that is a bad clear out of the zone and intercepted by Ost. The shot is on net and it's going to be stopped. And there you go. The passing plays inside of the zone. I often say that throwing the ball away like that feels like a punt from a football game, right? And then suddenly the intercept inside of the zone, you don't pass through the middle, right? I don't know if you've ever played soccer, but the first thing the coach ever told me as a goaltender, right, was to never pass the ball through the middle. And that's exactly what just happened there. The ball gets intercepted, it's stuck in the offensive zone, and they find a goal. It's 1-1.
Yeah, and it's a fantastic stuff. Of course, I'm not too familiar with fundamentals of soccer, as I only played in baseball cleats because I was a baseball player and no one played soccer. So I just played for fun, except volleyball. I was really good at volleyball, but whatever. Anyway, back to the game. DePaul with an offensive opportunity. Bread going up high for it, going to try and get it on target. Just missed by Turtles. That's going to hurt quite a bit as DePaul secure the 2-1 lead.
That is a beautiful goal, going up in the air and spiking it down like a volleyball player.
Yeah. Well, sure. Okay. One thing I need to point out, Ost, you really got to change that car color, man. That is the worst looking Octane I've ever seen. Please, man. But it looks like Niagara. I'm going to hold on here with the defense as we approach halftime. Pablo, that's a good clear over the defender. Bread is going to put on target. Ost going to put it to the side. Lavish Luciano trying to get a pass over to a teammate. Fantastic pass. Such a light touch for Shakuki to get in there and just completely convert on this one, destroying it in the net.
And yeah, that is a very hard shot. 92 kilometers an hour. That's pretty close to 55 miles an hour, I do believe.
I'm not going to do that conversion right now. It's kilometers. We use big boy numbers here. Deal with it.
I don't know about you, but I use a mix of both, right? I know both very well, right?
Canada's very used to both,
yeah, sure. Whether it's the weight in grams, kilograms, and pounds, right? We don't really use ounces for weight, though.
Oh, ounces no, definitely not. Ounces or gallons or anything, we don't really use that. But I know, for example, because of where I lived, which I lived in the Windsor area. I'm trying to get that through. It doesn't get anything out of it. I lived in the Windsor area, which means we lived close to the Detroit border. And with that, we had this weird thing where in the summertime, we would switch to Fahrenheit. And then in the wintertime, we would go down to Celsius. And for some reason, it just worked. It just became the common thing where everyone would go to Fahrenheit for the summer because the numbers went high. and then everyone would go to Celsius for the wintertime. It was very strange, but it somehow worked.
No, it also worked. That save there by Ost, because I did not think he was going to get there in time. What a save!
Okay, they're smashing it.
Oh my goodness. This is a triple commit. Everyone is on this ball, and they're all trying to get it cleared out at the same time, and it's a mosh pit. They're not able to do anything because they're all getting in each other's way, and Lavish Luciano just finds the back of the net. And that is how that becomes a 4-1 game with 73 seconds left on the clock. And Niagara, they've been playing pretty good so far, but a hat trick for Lavish there makes it a blowout.
Yeah, and this is why, if Ost is watching, this is why you need to be holding the back post for any attempts like that, or at least closer to the back post. That way you're not put in an awkward position when you're goaltending. That, as well as some backboard defense. I'm not sure where the third man was, but definitely in a situation like that, you want to be able to ride up that back wall so you can properly defend a shot like that. But Lavish going to get his 4th goal of the game with 811 points as he scores this one to secure a 6-1 lead.
Wait a minute, did he just score a hat trick in 15 seconds?
I don't know.
I said 73 seconds and now there's 58. I'm pretty sure he scored 3 goals in 15 seconds.
I don't think it was on purpose.
No.
It worked.
Oh
my
goodness.
lord.
Lavish,
Okay.
what are you on? 20 seconds, 4 goals? Unheard of.
As the Brazil is going to come through for DePaul, Lavish, making this lavishly splendid, if you will. So we have 53 seconds left on the clock. DePaul want to run away with this one. Niagara kind of out of it right now, which is a shame because I thought they played this early game pretty well, all things considered. And unfortunately, it just kind of slipped out of their hands as DePaul found their comfort zone. So let's see what happens with game 2 and what adjustments Niagara can make. But at this point, this game is essentially over.
Yeah, so... Finding it from Lavish, so Lavish isn't done. No one on DePaul is done, really. And the momentum just keeps on building. So you were talking about the Fahrenheit, right? How you used to use it during the summer.
Yeah.
And my own story with Fahrenheit is we only used it for medical purposes because it was more accurate. Whenever someone had a fever in the house, we would use Fahrenheit, right?
Yeah, I think
because
did
it
that
was a lot
actually.
more.
Yeah,
but otherwise,
more
we
precise measurement.
use Celsius.
Yeah, I think Celsius was just easier to work with a lot of the time, and these days I just use Celsius, but Fahrenheit for a thermometer was definitely the way to go. But 5 seconds left on the clock here. Niagara going to have to take the L on this one for this game 1. Hopefully they can showcase more of that early game that we saw. But unfortunately for them, DePaul will walk away with this game 1 in an absolutely dominant fashion with, was it 5 goals for Lavish? 5 goals and over 1,000 points with 11 shots on net for Lavish Luciano.
He either scored or assisted every single goal that game.
Yep.
And, oh my goodness. Even Bread, who practically looked invisible because Lavish just did everything, right? And Bread didn't play bad whatsoever, but that's just how it...
just there. You know, he was like a piece of bread.
It was like a piece of bread. He's always on your table, you know, and always reliable. If ever you get hungry, just grab 2 pieces of bread, man, and they'll do the job.
Yeah, it's all you got to do, and sometimes it's all you need, right? And let the peanut butter and jam in this case do their work with adding to that flavor. But it's that bread that is that anchor, that concrete of the meal. As I'm taking this way too far, but either way, we will be going into this game 2 here between DePaul and Niagara, as hopefully Niagara will be able to find some better form. And like I said, they didn't seem totally out of it until probably after halftime when DePaul really found their groove. But we'll see what happens here. And hopefully Niagara can find a bit of an early lead. Of course,
yeah, that's
all
exactly
looking quite
Niagara need, but Lavish is taking no prisoners. He's executing them on the spot. Oh my goodness gracious. He's not going to do this again.
I mean, at this point, I think DePaul mentally, they're coming down, like they're getting used to the fact that they can kind of style. And so it's up to Niagara at this point, kind of like our last game, to just force DePaul to respect them in every way possible, force them to respect their defensive touches, force, good challenges, as Oss is going to be able to knock that corner after the shot attempt. Good save from him. That's a good demo from Bread, though, which will free up this defense. That's a good pinch off the backboard. Hopefully we can see a bit more physicality coming through from Niagara. I think that might help him out a lot as Bread. Oh, my Lord. He gets through all 3 defenders on his own. Well, I think this Bread just got toasted because he's just coming in hot.
Yeah, definitely. He rushed himself onto the plate there and swung for the fences. Oh my goodness, and that's the first goal. It's been 10 goals, and the first one where Lavish isn't directly a component to it.
Oh, Lavish, what a save!
Yeah, he's mad that he didn't assist that one or score it. So, yeah, I mean, still a 90% scoring percentage isn't that bad, but I mean, he had a 100% scoring percentage.
Nice offense reference. I'm not sure. Did I make it? Yeah, I was definitely unintentional. I did not mean to. I think I've maybe seen half of all the Office episodes, but Ost going to be able to knock that high. Unfortunately, no one there for the rebound. Bread trying to get a good challenge, but it will be knocked to the blue corner. Bread with no boost to work with. Ost kind of whipping that off the wall. Not something you want to see, especially in the defensive half. We have Pablo and Turtles doubling up in the corner, and this might be a free goal, but no! Everyone's going to whiff except for Bread, who's going to be able to keep it safe and convert at the 3-minute mark.
Oh no! Poor everyone that went for this. Oh no, that is so sad. And then Oss makes a perfect tee up for Bread there. That is heart-wrenching. It's 3-0, and already they're running away with it.
And I want to see Niagara kind of chill on these double commits a little bit. They need to, I think, maybe study up a little bit more on their positioning and figure out, okay, where can we play optimally right now? Because Pablo, he has a good sense. He was playing that really patiently, but you look at Turtles and Ost right now, both of them are in the corner. You want to be able to, and they're just kind of bunching up a little bit. Maybe it's just from experience that they're struggling with right now, but it's not the positioning you want to play at this level, especially when you're on the defensive side and you're losing. You want to be able to give each other a bit more space to work with, have some infield passes, have some transition plays go through with passes across the field. Shot Cookie does actually get that flip reset. The Bread will be able to score off that pass. DePaul secure a 4-0 lead. And
that's a hat trick for Bread there, 3 pieces of bread. What do you call that? 2 pieces of bread is a sandwich. What's 3 pieces?
Triple decker? I don't know.
Triple decker? Possible.
I don't know.
It's very possible. At this point, though, I mean, you talked about The Office. I'm not English, right? You can imagine this lavish doing lavish things with that ball. I'm not exactly English, right? So I'm not gonna be one to look at English television. So there's a show literally just called The Office.
You haven't even heard of The Office?
No.
Okay. Do you have Netflix?
I do not.
Oh man. Okay. Just find out about The Office. It's a very popular show. Shot Cookie going to get that 6th goal for DePaul as this looks essentially done. I'm sure so many people in the chat are like, how do you not know The Office? Because it's like not knowing Star Wars. It's like at this point, because everyone knows what The Office is. Yeah, The Office is huge, man. It's huge. It's huge. I'm not even a big fan, but I know it's huge. Oh my Lord, Bread. That's 4 goals for him. We have 2 sandwiches on the board for Bread. Now, are they toasted or are they not? I think these are toasted.
I mean, if you look at Niagara, they kind of look burnt.
Oh, I'm sorry, Niagara. I'm sorry.
I had to. Come on. There was no other thing I could say. I don't want to be mean to Port Niagara because I think DePaul is doing the beatdown good enough as is, right? But oh my goodness.
And the thing is, yeah, like I think there are obviously some things
that is so BM. You can't do that. Oh my gosh.
because the thing is, I don't think he did that on purpose, by the way. I think he actually whiffed that. I'm just gonna call it now. I think he whiffed that. Yes, the office is that big, QVC. Therefore, our producer is telling you the office is that big. But
I mean, is it bigger than my closet, Diamond? Is it
yeah.
that big?
Wow. So, I don't want to feel bad, you know. Niagara, it seems like they are struggling, and DePaul is kind of playing with their food. I always feel bad in these kind of games because I want to see these teams improve. Obviously, I think I recall casting Niagara earlier in the season, and I do actually think from a pure gameplay standpoint they have improved. It seems like they're playing a bit more spaced out. They're not whiffing as much. The biggest problem I think they have right now is the positioning. I think the positioning can be improved on a lot, and if I'm trying to remember, I think it was either Musty or someone who was doing a road to GC, which I'm normally not a fan of at all. I don't find smurfing good content. But one thing that you will note is that in those series, you really get to learn how important positional Rocket League is and how much it can essentially carry your games. Even if you're not as mechanically tuned like me, because I'm so mechanically bad, you really get to figure out the game a lot more when you're playing proper positions. Definitely it's something I think Niagara could improve on, hopefully in the future.
30 seconds left on the clock. This game has felt like an eternity for this poor Niagara team. And with 20 seconds left, can you imagine there's one more game left in the series?
No.
Sadly, it's only 2-0.
Oh, Lavish. Flip reset, and he hits the crossbar. That's what you get, Lavish. That's what you get for trying to be mean. Get out of here.
They're gonna keep trying for it. No, Cookie fakes it and lets it hit the ground. It's a 9-0 win. Brad, what are you doing? You can't celebrate. That's not allowed. You can't have 2 players with hat tricks, 1 player with 5 assists, and having... Oh my goodness, Niagara only had 1 shot at once again. That's 2 games in a row where they only had 1 shot on net.
Yeah.
Or Niagara.
Niagara, I think, is doing... Obviously, they're getting beat. But I think that there is a bright side to their game, and it's not, hopeless or anything. I think it's definitely... If you really learn positional Rocket League, I think you can do a lot. And if you're able to... Even if you do learn positional Rocket League, it mitigates. And if you play towards your strength in that, it mitigates the mechanics a little bit. It's not going to do a ton, but it'll stop the bleeding. And that's the biggest thing that I think Niagara want to be able to do, is to be able to stop the bleeding as much as possible before really thinking about offensive plays and whatnot. So you want to be able to focus on that coming into this next game and in future games. But we are getting going into this game 3. DePaul University is up 2-0 against Niagara. We'll see what happens here. Hopefully Niagara can keep it close.
Hopefully we get to see what we saw early on in game 1, but somehow we just see just another level from DePaul here, and absolutely no mercy either from their players. They're just scoring. They're trying to reach the heights that North Dakota did last week.
It seems as though DePaul is trying to pull off a Colorado, but I don't think DePaul is as good as Colorado.
Considering the fact that they lost to Colorado.
Yeah, and I just, because Colorado, yes, they beat Canisius, was it? By a lot. I don't think that goes without saying. Canisius, I feel we're also a bit more capable. That's going to bounce off the ground into the crossbar, and Bread, as good as Bread is, he's going to be able to convert on that one to give DePaul the lead.
That is beautiful indeed. And you can just see that these guys are just rotating around each other. They don't really have a certain position on the team, right? Let's say Lavish isn't the last man back most of the time, right? It's a real mix. It's just whoever's in position, go get it, right?
Yeah.
They're just throwing each other at the ball. They're communicating. They're getting the ball to each other, which is absolutely great. And this stops them from getting that ball intercepted. You see that intercept that just happened there, and they were able to recover it that fast, right? So fast, in fact, that Niagara never even got a sniff at it.
Yeah, and I see Pablo just completely went by the alpha boost in the mid to get to that ball when it was definitely doable. So definitely boost, I think, could be something to work on for sure. Especially, boost is essentially the only resource that you have in Rocket League. So you want to be able to not only gain as much of it as possible, steal it from your opponent, but also conserve it as much as possible. So Pablo going to try. Wow. Okay. What? It's no. DePaul, stop it. That's I don't know if they were doing that on purpose, but that is extremely BM.
I mean, we've seen a lot of BM so far this season. Of course, with the skill gap difference between a lot of these teams, why wouldn't you, right? Like, you're on stream, you want to show just how good your school is, right? Not just that, but it kind of looks bad if a team that's one in whatever, right, and almost beat you.
Yeah.
At the point. They almost beat you and they make it a close series, right? That just looks bad on the school as well. So if you're not utterly dominating your opponents at that point, right, then your job might be on the line, right?
I mean, yeah, for sure. But I mean, I don't know if it's so much about a representing school thing. That's a great touch from Chikuki. He's going to go up high for that one. Fantastic stuff from him, being able to make this work. Ooh, this looks pretty. But yeah, I mean, Niagara, like not every team is going to be a UT Arlington, and with every sport, there is always going to be people who are at the lower level who are trying to improve and trying to become a better program and be a better team, right? So that comes with time. Rome wasn't built in a day, so you have to be able to build on that over time. And even judging from the games that I've casted of them over the season, they are trying to build towards that. They're trying to get better as much as possible, and you can only do so much when you're playing against guys like DePaul or Colorado, where they are just so good and know how to pick you apart from top to bottom. So Ost, that is some good backboard defense, though, trying to punish the carelessness of DePaul with that attempt. That is a good start, though. That's just showing adaptation with the defense.
No, I think that was a saying, but you've implanted the question in my head. How long did it take for Rome to be built?
Well,
you said it did take like a day.
Okay. Do you want like the history answer, or do you want like a pragmatic answer?
I'll take the pragmatic answer.
So, well, I mean, the Roman Republic obviously was founded off the Roman city-state, and I don't think the Pomerium was really established until like 100 or 200 years after the founding of Rome. I could definitely be wrong about that, but the Pomerium is essentially the border of the Roman city, like Rome as a city. So Rome as an empire was definitely built before it reached its peak over the course of 600-700 years. So definitely not built in a single day, and it took a lot of wins and defeats before it really became the power we knew. So there's your history lesson for you. So.
Well, that is very nice of you to teach me that, because already you were more entertaining than any teacher I had for history. I'm sorry to any of the teachers that probably aren't watching this, but a lot of people were boring.
Also, this is really close. I mean, it's not 9-0.
It's not 9-0.
That's going to go off the backboard. Can someone get there? Oz going to keep it up again. Can Niagara score? He's not going to be able to get that second touch, and DePaul is going to walk away with this series 3-0.
Here's the thing. The score might have seemed close, but Niagara never shot a shot.
Well,
So
silver linings, okay? There's silver linings.
DePaul scored as many goals in Game 3 than Niagara shot during the entire series. So Niagara having a really rough time. They kept it close, but I think DePaul just took their foot off the gas pedal in this case here. And, well, that's a GG for them. That's a sweep, and that's how they like it.
Yeah, and just with that, that is also the end of our stream tonight. Unfortunately, it wasn't, with a super hard fought, best of five series as we'd like. But regardless, that those were our last two series of the day, which was Canisius versus Colorado and Niagara versus DePaul. DePaul walking away with their win and Colorado walking with their win. So that is essentially it from us tonight. Of course, we thank you all for joining us, and of course, our very entertaining stream with these two casters, trying to do our best with these games, and of course, all the scheduling issues and stuff like that. So, my name is Seb, and along with me is QDC. QDC, do you have anything else you want to say?
I want to shout out our producer Juke, who's in the background, who goes uncredited for all the work that we take away from him. He's the one doing all the fancy graphics that are around us, and yeah, you guys should thank him in the chat because he's the reason why these games can even be seen in the first place. But other than that, I think it's time for us to go. And for you, Seb, I hope you enjoyed yourself. I certainly did, and I can't wait for next Wednesday when we get to see more Rocket League.
Yeah, I'm very